So if you hear a fan, it's because I have a fan here because it's warm today. That's a sign it's almost summer. That's good. I rested my voice all day. This is the first I've actually talked conversationally all day. You're welcome. And that was after a 9-hour shift at work where I had to whisper or just. Anyways, should have been 8 hours. Should have been. It's nice busting your ass to find out you got to cover somebody else's too while you're at it. All right, this number is something I need to show Quebec Nordique fans because I hear it. I hear people asking me about can the Quebec Nordiques come back and what would it take. So I did the math using a simple US dollar to Canadian dollar website. So that's the American salary cap. And all NHL salaries are paid in American dollars. But if you're Canadian, that's how much the salary cap is. If you pay $125 for a ticket up here, that's what it would be in American money. It's a big difference. And then on top of it, American cities give tax breaks like crazy. I posted an article on my Facebook page regarding how Cincinnati, the city, is going broke. And a big part of the reason why is because they've subsidized buildings. And as I said about the Calgary incident, where they're trying to get a new building, and it looks like they probably will, taxpayer money is tough because this is how much you're paying your players. That's the cap. And while people are going to say, well, that's the cap. You don't have to spend to the cap. You're right, you don't have to. You can be like the teams that don't spend to the cap and don't end up being contenders, which is often what happens. You have certain teams that are good at manipulating the cap, but if you look at the Penguins this year, for instance, Penguins are always at the top. Blackhawks always have cap issues. Washington has cap issues. If you have a good team, it's going to drive up the price of your players. So if Quebec has a good team, that's what you're paying. It is an unfair system right now. I'm not getting into the building. I'm not getting into the locale. I'm not getting into the support they get from fans, because the fact is the American dollar goes much further than the Canadian dollar right now. It is $1.36. $1 US equals $1.36 Canadian. That kind of discrepancy, we're talking late 90s, early 2000s. When Arizona became a team, Colorado became a team, Quebec and Winnipeg were done, and there were rumors at the time that Calgary and Edmonton were in trouble. And you look right now, you got Calgary's owner saying we need a new building or we're going to move. I don't have to ask anybody, I can just do it. We know he's not able to do that. That's not how the NHL works. But just the fact that you have an owner saying this and you have Bettman going, it'd be nice to have an all-star game, but the building, come on now, seriously. It's reminding me a lot of when the picture was last like this. I don't like the fact that fans get held ransom. I don't. I don't like the fact that the salary cap keeps going up. Because my wage hasn't gone up to match the salary cap. It's not like professional athletes are being held to the same standard as their fans. Where the NHL comes to them and says, geez, we're making money and we could raise the salary cap and then we'd have to raise ticket prices. But, those fans, God bless them, they can't afford lower bowl anymore. I think we should drop everything so that fans can afford lower bowl seats in these high-profile cities. Players would not be impressed. I think, and again, part of the problem is we demonize Bettman. I've done it. Watch any of my concussion videos, I've done it. In that case, it's justified. But the players are complicit here. And I don't blame the players, Because it's like if somebody came to you, your boss came to you and said, I can give you either $2 million or $8 million. You're going to go, can I have the $8 million? Yep. That's what you're going to do. And it's not just in hockey, obviously. It's happening in football, basketball, baseball. Salaries are just crazy. And it drives up ticket prices. So let's just say you're the Canucks and you're at this now, and that salary cap stays the same for the Americans, but my God, for a Canadian franchise, you're paying through the nose. You got to increase ticket prices again. Somebody's got to pay for these contracts. It's either that or you cut some of the guys you've got big money paid on. I know there's going to be people who say, oh yeah, they should do that. But then who's going to sit in the seats? So let's say you buy out the Sedins and you get rid of Eriksson, and fine, you save $20 million. Who's buying tickets to see that team? Because as bad as the Canucks were this past season, they're even worse. And odds are, your ticket prices are still going to end up going up. The US dollar, since the election, has gone through the roof. I don't understand it any more than anybody else does. The market is speculative. And I've found it really weird over the last 6 months that all these financial numbers are just based on speculation. It's not that anything has changed. It's the anticipation things are going to get easier for big money companies and for oil companies and for the rich people. And this is going to be great. So everybody's buying American right now. And because of Canada's issues, and Canada right now has the oil prices issue, which if you're in Alberta, you know how that's devastated the oil industry there. And that's a big part of the Alberta industry. And now, again with the American government, now that they're talking about putting tariffs on lumber mills, or well, lumber products going south of the border, that's going to impact lumber mills in BC and other parts of Canada. And guess what that'll do? That'll make this worse. So this is the even better part. If you're in Alberta, you might have lost your job. Your dollar's not really worth much of anything. And if you want to take your mind off of it and catch a game for Calgary or for Edmonton, it's going to cost you more money that you don't have. Let's loop back to Quebec. Do you really want to put a team there right now? And this is the issue facing any bid by anybody, whether it's Brian Mulroney or whatever other Satan they've dug up to fund it. You have to find somebody who coughs up $500 million for a team. So you have to cough up $500 million for the right to be considered to have a team. You've got to pledge like $500 million, and then you pay it, and you're in, like Vegas did. And it's fine because Vegas is a large American market that's growing, and it's a market that didn't have any professional teams in it and isn't going to for a while yet. I know the Raiders are going there, but they're not going to be there this year. The Golden Knights can at least entrench themselves a little bit before the Raiders come in, and the Raiders are only going to play 8 home games. So it's not like the Raiders are going to come in and suck away all the ticket money. And Vegas only has to come up with that, not that. It's a rough market. And until this disparity drops, until we're in a situation where the Canadian dollar is at least at the 80 cent American mark, this conversation doesn't go anywhere. It's why Quebec dropped out. They just couldn't financially make it work. Because the cap is supposed to go up this coming season. And GMs are excited, and some fans are excited because now we got money to spend on players. Yeah, and your ticket prices are going to go up too. It is a weird system where fans who can't afford to go to a game are happy to see this number go up, so they're even less likely to be able to go to a game. I went and saw 2 Canuck games at the end of the year. Why? They were out of the playoffs, and nobody wanted to go and watch them. Perfect time for me to go. I had a good time. It was fun. Best time to go. Because I got the tickets for $40 a head. Twice. And $40? Hell yeah. If tickets were sold at $40, $60, $80, that arena is filled every game, and it's filled with fans. Real fans. Your blue-collar fans. But instead, the ticket prices are kind of up above this. Way up above this. And you just can't afford it. If you've got a home and you got a mortgage and you got a vehicle and you got family, you can't afford to go out to games. You can't afford to be a season ticket holder. And if you can, it's by the skin of your teeth. It is not easy. So how do you throw Quebec into that? Because the last thing the NHL wants to do is put a team back in Quebec and then pull it away again. So you're better off not going back than going back and pulling it away again. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you all again soon.